Nakey Jakey put out a new video. Let's watch it.
I just spent 60 hours playing a game that I don't think is actually very good. Ghost Recon Wildlands was pretty universally seen as a 7 out of 10 back when it came out in 2017 out of 10. The writing is among the worst of any game I have ever played.
7 out of 10 games can be okay. I don't think everything needs to be a perfect experience for you to be able to enjoy it, because there are only so many perfect experiences out there. There are only so many Dark Souls 1s and Elden Rings. There are only so many Grand Theft Auto 5s. You have to be able to, if you want to play games, sometimes you have to settle for a 7 out of 10 game. And I think that most online competitive games are 7 out of 10 games. League of Legends, Call of Duty, Fortnite, World of Warcraft, there's 7 out of 10 games. That's what they are.
The voice acting comes across as like a middle schooler's idea of what they think sounds cool and awesome. The American interventionism power fantasy.
That's what Jack Reacher, the show Reacher, was like.
Hunting down a Bolivian drug cartel by blowing up tangos everywhere you go is problematic, to say the least. So why did I play this game so much? Because kids sometimes, at the end of the day,
sometimes it's about finishing something, dude. Sometimes it's about setting down at something that's not going to last forever and getting through it and being able to mark that box off your list and delete that game off your hard drive. And that's just the way that it is.
Daddy doesn't always want the cautiously prepared 5-star Gordon Ramsay dinner, all right? Sometimes he wants Pizza Hut.
Bro, me too, dude. It's Sam's Club pizza, though, preferred.
Mid comfort trash. It might not be good for your brain, but spin me right round and call me dead or alive.
Yeah. I've played Skyrim. I've played Fallout 4. I've played Fallout 3. I know what these kinds of games are. I've played SSX Tricky.
Beach ball, holy shit. Maybe I do like sports, Dad. Chumba, wumba, hubba, hubba. But many of these critically deemed 7 out of 10s are often capable.
Man, the strip club scenes in Grand Theft Auto games did a lot for me when I was young.
Of scratching a specific itch. An itch that those esteemed 10 out of 10 hold forward while your character shimmies through a tight crack games just can't quite scratch. The only thing they scratching is that tight crack on their ass. The best 7 out of 10s might not always fully stick the landing, but hey, at least it's trying out some cool new trick. Don't worry.
Totally. And I think that there's plenty of games out there that are that kind of way. A game that is breaking the mold enough to be different, but isn't breaking the mold enough to be this brand new, super interesting thing. And the only, especially as someone who enjoys the idea of game design, the only way that you're going to get all these ideas for new and refreshing concepts is to pull them from places where they were done imperfectly and then trying to figure out what makes them more perfect.
About the haters, brother. I gotcha. 7s walk so that 10s can
run.
steal their mechanics later and win a bunch of awards.
That's what I just said.
That's why 6 scare of 7, not because they not. Take the Just Cause series made by Avalanche.
Bro, take it down,
Studios,
dude.
you know, some real.
You guys ever listen to Nakey Jakey's music? He is a really solid musician. His most recent record was really good. I suggest you guys go listen to it.
Solid 7 out of 10 games. Do people like them because they're polished? Are you blind? Are you?
No, but Just Cause was a blast. The movement mechanics in Just Cause were really exciting. The multiplayer in Just Cause were really exciting. I remember when this game came out and everyone was playing it, even though it wasn't this amazingly perfect game. Everyone was interested in it because it was unlike other games at the time.
Here right now? Is he stand up or is he in your chair right now? People love the physics-based sandbox of chaos and explosions and creativity and gliders and scratches chin, ponders. What's in like every game in the past 5 years? Perchance it's gliders, my lord. Wildlands is borderline race car most of the time, so that's pretty rough. But if you ignore all that stuff, it's also a...
Yeah, dude, I've played a lot of games where I thought, man, if the core mechanic of this game was different, I would be really into it. If grinding wasn't the main thing that I had to do, this could be really fun. Man, if Fortnite wasn't all about who wins this match, this could be really fun. Man, if Dead by Daylight was a balanced game instead of being a killer and 4 survivors, this could be a really good game.
Gorgeous, massive sandbox of opportunity that grants you so much freedom in how you want to pursue your objectives, and you can play it with your friends. And surprise, surprise, it's made by the undisputed king of the 7 out of 10 open world game, Ubisoft. Who the fuck you calling?
Did Ubisoft make Far Cry? I'm assuming they made Far Cry. I've played quite a few Far Cry games that I've had a blast with, especially if you play them with other people.
Soft, brother, you're the soft one. Matter of fact, you be making me soft with that fugly ass ball of yours. Say you're sorry. Say you're sorry. We often give Ubisoftware a bunch of crap for what they do, and yeah, honestly, we should. They do a lot of dumb shit. Ubisoft Connect can connect its foot to my ass.
isn't Ubisoft Connect the software that, or the system that most people can't figure out how to use without buying games? That they think that the only way to get it to work is to spend money to purchase a video game from the opening. It's Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm assuming that's the one that they can't figure out how to use without buying it. I'm always shocked by these giant software companies that just can't figure out how to make something work in an intuitive way. But I guess it's working the way that they want to if people think that they need to buy another video game to use Ubisoft Connect. Where could you click here to play the game that you actually want to play?
Yes. Wait, scratch that, reverse it. But the sheer amount of solid 7s and 8s that they consistently squat out that then go on to influence much better games is frankly a...
And that's true about open world games especially. I mean, we would not have Breath of the Wild, Elden Ring, or Metal Gear Solid 5 if it wasn't for the fact that there were people making these open world games before, and they were these really boring, repetitive quests that did all this stuff wrong. The idea of an open world game was not something that existed in that way back then.
Astounding. Is the AI going to be smart? Am I going to be smart?
I mean, I can make the argument for a game called Tomba 2 that paved the way for interconnected worlds, that had all these quest lines that folded together and did all these things, and you've never even heard of that game. And it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's a PlayStation 1 game. You jump on top of pigs, you bite their head, you sling them into other pigs, you get weapons that are upgradable. You do that through doing this quest line, and it's a 2.5D game. You move in a 2D plane, but then you turn to go other directions whenever you come to branching points. And it's got this huge interconnected world, and I think that we wouldn't have Dark Souls if it wasn't for games like that walking.
Give you a hint. The answer is the same. Are the animations going to be polished? Does a bear shit in a Ubisoft outpost? No. Well, sometimes they do. There are bears in Far Cry.
Oh, man. I loved... What was the bear's name in Far Cry? Oh, I want to say it was like Popcorn or something, but the bear was awesome, bro. I loved using the bear. Watching him maul people, that was my only companion.
Catch that.
Me and
Reverse
bear.
it. Is your companion going to ask you to take the vehicle off of sweet jumps, even when it's a helicopter? I don't know. Let's ask one of our genius tango operators over here.
This ride ain't all bad.
Shit, give me a beer and I'll pretend we're back home off the coast of Myrtle Beach.
Still think you're 22 or something?
Nah, I'm just looking to hook up with 22-year-olds.
Jeez.
No, say the line about the fucking jumps, you creep. But now let's compare a Ubisoft open world to a...
Bro, I love Nakey Jakey so much.
10 out of 10 open world like GTA 5. Can you tackle objectives however you want? I'll give you a hint.
No.
The answer is no.
Absolutely not. You just follow the train, CJ. Come on.
Is it way more detailed and polished and generally functional? Yes. And it's
GTA was a really interesting game for me to play for the first time, GTA 5 specifically, because I put it off until this year, and I thought, how good can GTA 5 be? And then I saw all of the mechanics that they heaped into that game. Everything from stealth, everything from RPG mechanics, good cover shooting, incredible driving mechanics, lots of interesting roleplay mechanics in the online. Like, there was so much going on in that game and so many missions that felt unique and interesting. It was such a good game for what it is. It's still not one of my favorite games ever. I don't vibe with it in that kind of way, but it was mind-blowingly good.
It's also way more accessible to a mass audience because, like many other prestige 10 out of 10 games, it practically plays itself. And people go, whoa, this is just like a movie. I get to hold forward and lock on to dudes. This definitely isn't just ripping off Michael Mann's Heat. 10 out of 10. Obviously, Ubisoft's quality standard is vastly inferior. That's not my point. Most people are going to enjoy GTA 5 as a product way more, and justifiably so. But I guess my dumbass point is that a critic score does not always tell the full story of exactly what an experience entails and what might appeal to you.
And some of the best games that I've ever played haven't had extremely high critic ratings. I mean, old school RubeusCubeus is not going to win any awards for being an incredible game, but the experience of playing that game is unlike the experience of playing any other game. The experience of playing Tomba 2 is unlike the experience of playing any other game. It's fresh and interesting and new, and people want to harp on these little things that may or may not make a game perfect, and then they don't even talk about the fact that it does all of these groundbreaking things really well. I mean, look at the Yakuza games, and I know that those are really popular now, but Yakuza existed as a series for a very long time, and people were not into them. And I think that that's just such a shame, because you need a critic to tell you that, oh, this game can be really, really fun. But it's a game about Japanese gangsters, and you can play claw machines in it. That sold me immediately. Talk about that stuff a little bit.
Also in Heat, Al Pacino says, great ass! In summary, Nakey Jakey's in defense of the 7 out of 10 games has a couple interesting points that are sadly buried underneath a
Bro, where does he get the idea to come up with this stuff? How does his brain work this way? I am unbelievably jealous. Whenever I make scripted videos, I can't, it's such non-linear thinking that he has.
Of poop and fart jokes. A 7 out of 10. Hi,
Is that an X-Play reference? Hold on. IGN.com. Okay, I thought it was an X-Play reference. Man, how much do you guys miss X-Play? I will go back and watch just straight reruns of X-Play. You can go on, let's see if I can find a YouTube thing. Yeah, here we go. You can just type in X-Play. Boom, here you guys go. Just all the X-Play that you could ever want. 5 out of 5 reviews, G4 TV full episodes in order, play full episodes in order. You can just play RuneScape and just have X-Play on your side monitor and just enjoy your day, dude. It is so good still to this day. Okay, enough of that tangent. Let me go back to what I was doing. What video we're watching this one?
a wealth of poop and fart jokes. A 7 out of 10. Hi, I'm Jakey. And Jakey. Thanks to
What happened to
RubeusCubeus for sponsoring
attorneys
this
at law?
My attention span is fucked. I need multiple screens in front of my eyes at all times so I can keep the dark.
Bro, my attention span is so bad. It's hard for me to stay off my phone while I'm driving because my attention span is so bad. Watching the numbers go up on this YouTube channel is ruining my life. I have been honked at so many times in the past couple days. It's so bad out here. Don't tell anyone. I'll get in trouble if you tell people, but I just can't pay attention to shit anymore. People make fun of the people who need the Subway Surfers videos or the videos of people trimming bushes while the other videos going on. I need those videos. Those are for me.
Darkness away. But anytime my current browser is open during my gaming time, my gaming performance is awful, but not with Opera GX.
I have a lot of RAM.
Control lets you limit the amount of CPU or RAM that your browser gets to use during your gamer time. Just look at how much nicer Opera GX is to your CPU and RAM versus the other guy.
Although I will say I did at one point have to turn off hardware encoding on YouTube because it was slowing down World of Warcraft like crazy.
I hate when my browser is boring and looks like this. Opera GX has the GX store, which has GX mods. There's so many wacky, kooky mods.
I don't know, man. I'm going to tell you guys something that might upset some of you, but I use Microsoft Edge. I like Microsoft Edge. I think it's good. I know that we all make fun of Microsoft software, but I like Microsoft Edge. I don't use Opera GX.
Including
maybe I should.
the
Maybe I'd be more
official
famous.
Jakey one that has its own background music, keyboard sounds, opening and closing of tab sounds, theme and colors of the browser, dedicated wallpaper.
You can do this in
can
like
also
every
disable
browser.
and enable individual mods on.
Why are they paying so much money for people to use Opera GX? How do they make money off of that? I don't understand. Is it just because they run ads in it? Is it spyware?
The mods menu located on the sidebar.
Sponsor me, Opera GX, so that I can find out why people use Opera GX. I can shill so hard, dude. You have no idea. I can shill.
Opera GX also has
Just
a
like
quick
Nakey
import
Jakey.
tool that lets you quickly import
I can shill
all
just
your
as
stuff
hard.
from your previous browser, like browsing history, bookmarks, and cookies on over to Opera GX. It's also compatible with every Google Chrome extension, much like my ex-wife is apparently compatible with everyone except me. Use my special link down.
Yeah, dude.
Down below to download Opera GX today. In summary, this transition back to the main part of the video was pretty smooth, but ultimately plagued by my untimely divorce, a heartbreak, out of 10. Take Middle Earth Shadow of War. Most critics reviewed this game lower.
I haven't ever played Middle Earth. I tried to play it one time on a streaming service, and it just didn't go well.
Than the first one, with a lot of 7 out of 10s. But ask anyone who's played both games, and they'll likely tell you how much better of a game Shadow of War is.
Well, you're experiencing an effect that happens in video games a lot, where once you're into a franchise, your feelings about the games in that franchise become different than other people who aren't super into that franchise. So someone like me who has played Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 352 Days, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts Deep Dive, Kingdom Hearts on the cell phone one with the old cell phone game, Kingdom Hearts with the cards, all of the Kingdom Hearts games. My opinion is that Kingdom Hearts 2 is the ultimate Kingdom Hearts game. But if you haven't played any of that stuff, Kingdom Hearts 3 has shinier graphics, it has bigger worlds, it has a lot more weapons and customization to do, and that might be your favorite game. But for me, it's worthless and dumb that they continue to make games for children when the game came out in 2001 and you had to be at least 7 years old to play it then, and now it's, why are we still making them for kids? Who was a kid then that's still a kid now? It doesn't make any sense.
Metacritic score may as well be ancient hieroglyphics to them, and they are not Tomb Raider, Crody. They cannot read that. The Nemesis system is vastly superior in Shadow of War, which I think alone makes it a much more worthwhile experience to spend your limited precious gamer hours on before you inevitably die. But also, take this all with the fattest grain of salt, because this is all coming from a guy that typically does not give a shit about most video game stories. And the reason for that...
I'm a press the button to get through the story most of the time kind of person. Disco Elysium, I paid a lot of attention to a lot of the story, but I mostly just want to get through the game or get through the story to play the game. Unless the story is really good, and sometimes they are, but I'm not reading or listening to walls of dialogue in a video game that is about shooting people. You can't make me do it.
Keep it real with you, Chief.
Keep your Fortnite stories. Give me the XP.
LOL.
I'm here for the battle pass. I'm here for the T60 power armor, baby.
Remember that one? In my personal experience, I think a lot of, especially AAA video game stories, are some pretty droll, uninspired garbage.
It's the most uninspired is the best way to phrase it. There are very few AAA games that have a story that's even worth listening to.
Featuring like the most
show me the story through the game. And I'm not going to reference Dark Souls here. I know you're all thinking that I'm going to reference Dark Souls. I'm going to reference Silent Hill 2. You can play Silent Hill 2, and you can skip most of the cutscenes, and you understand what's going on in that game. Because you know the foundation of where it started, and you understand the little bits of, okay, I was here, I found this item that said that this thing's there, so I'm going to go check that building out. And you can follow the plot lines.
Insipid, millennial-ass writing ever. And I do not hesitate to skip a cutscene. And
millennials are pretty obnoxious with their dialogue choices.
You don't even have the option to skip a cutscene. That's an immediate C sanitary.
Yeah, Genshin Impact. C.
Rating for come on. Which is an interesting thing when it comes to reviews, right?
There's so much story in Genshin Impact. Sorry to harp on Genshin Impact some more, but damn. Come on, let me skip the story.
One critic is going to place way more importance and weight on certain qualities versus another critic, story being a huge point of contention for many. So Shadow of War gets a lot of lower scores than Shadow of Mordor because of a shitty story and bloated size. Yeah, I don't give a shit about that stuff either, because it's not why I'm here. I'm here to kill funny orcs. I'm not here to 100% every game I play. Get a job.
Yeah, dude, I am not a completionist. I am not a person with platinum trophies, not even one platinum trophy on my PlayStation account. I do not care about finishing everything. I don't need to have every single item in my inventory. I'm sorry that you have become a pack rat, but I am not that guy. I want to get through the game. I want to have my fun in the game, and when my fun stops being there, I'm going to uninstall that game. Play something else. There's so much fun stuff to do. Why would I play something I'm not having fun with anymore? Because I feel like if I don't... let me ask you this question. What completionist do you know that's popular and didn't steal a bunch of money from charity? Which one? You don't. There you go.
Grind your gears. This actually sort of is my job. Obviously, in a perfect world, you should get great gameplay and story, but if you realistically don't expect a Tarantino-level screenplay every time you boot up your Xbox 5, suddenly, a lot of those 7s are actually starting to look like 8ers or 9ers. Hey, yo, Niner, we got a 319. Dying Light is such a fun and unique blend of fluid movement and zombie combat, and it absolutely nails both of those core features. It just feels really good to play. But check the critical reviews, and it's a lot of 7s, pointing out a shitty story, which it is, with shitty characters, which they are, and repetitive story objectives lacking real player motivation, which they do if it's good.
You know what else could be argued that it doesn't have a good story? Elden Ring. You know what else could be argued doesn't have a lot of player motivation for the story missions? Elden Ring. Is that a bad game? No, it's not. It's a good game. It's just that it doesn't matter. The story isn't important. We're not here to watch movies. We're here to play video games. Let me do things.
Your main reason for playing the game is the riveting story. If you're here to kill zombies...
Watch a movie, bro. People make such incredible plot lines in movies. Watch True Detective Season 1. Watch The Wire. Watch The Sopranos, dude. Get out there and experience something that's not a video game if you want truly good stories. Read some books, bro. Read the Master of the Shadows series. It's ridiculous. Way of the Shadows series. It's ridiculous, bro. The writing in that book is off the charts. Blow your mind, make you feel terrible. It's so much better than any video game you'll play, except for maybe Disco Elysium. The story in Disco Elysium is 10 out of 10 and worth playing it just for the story. Holy cow.
Be terrified while running around nighttime with your friends. The only objective you need is an icon on the map saying, come get y'all juice. Okay, but now look at Dying Light 2, which also received a lot of 7s. I mean, honestly, it's a lot of the same reasons as the first game. But for me, 2 was a disappointment for different reasons. The satisfying ragdolls from the first game were just fully absent, and it just didn't feel as good to kill zombies in this game. Which, along with
was
doing
the reason
cool
for playing
jumps,
it in the first
and I do
place.
so very much love a cool jump, that's why I'm here. I'm not here to find out what happens to generic 20-something male game protagonist who mysteriously sounds like every other fucking 20-something male game protagonist in every game ever.
A lot of the game's storylines like this are made for teenagers who don't know what it's like to be an adult yet. And you realize that once you become an adult, it's nothing like this.
I love skateboarding, and I also love games that have a high skill ceiling and take some time to master, you know, like Super Smash Bros.
Nice. Whoa, how many stairs, bro? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 stairs. There's no way that's Nakey Jakey. I'm sorry, I appreciate you, Nakey Jakey, but no man wearing these New Balances is going to do a 15 stair. Prove me wrong.
And I also love games that have a high skill ceiling and take some time to master, you know, like Super Smash Bros. Melee or Big Buck Hunter Arcade Nude Mod texture.
Yeah, or Typing of the Dead.
Pack. So you take a skate simulator like Skater XL or Session, both games that reviewed very poorly. I mean, I'm talking more like 5 or 6 out of 10 because of the price, the bugs, the difficulty.
I knew that those games weren't going to be good when I started seeing the trailers for them and they didn't look fun to play. And I know that sounds like the most obvious thing you've ever heard, but it's true. Skate was an enthralling looking game to play. Tony Hawk was an enthralling looking game to play. It looked good in the trailers and it was good. Skater XL and what was the other one called? Session. Both looked terrible and boring.
The lack of a true single
areas looked boring. There were no missions or anything. There wasn't anything to do in the game but ride a skateboard. And I know that riding a skateboard is the most important thing, but you forgot to make the game around the mechanic. You got to make the game too. You can't just make the mechanic.
Player campaign, all totally valid reasons. But at the same time, I have played them this much. And I have deduced that Session is actually the much better game. One man's trash is another
I've only played 30 hours of it. How do you know that it's better if you've only played 30 hours versus 190?
man's virtual tech deck that I can play for hours and hours on end, giving myself my own objectives and challenges, much like a baby that just took your phone and found the settings app. At the end of the day...
Nah, I don't need that. I'll go back and play Skate if I want to.
What even is a review score but an arbitrary number that some person online just chose and said
was told to give to a video game as well? That's something that I think is really important to remember about these mainstream video game reviewers, is that they're part of a system and they're being handed a score and told to write a review around that score after playing the game. And even if their thoughts and opinions don't line up with it, they still have to give that score to the game.
Yeah, I know that's right. Why is it so deeply rooted in our caveman brains to assign rankings to everything and pit everything?
Ranking art is such a weird thing anyways. Ranking someone's creative project as being this good in comparison to every other creative project that has almost nothing to do with that creative project is an odd thing.
Against each other with tier lists and top 10 lists, restaurants, movies.
I cannot stand watching Charlie's tier list because I just disagree so heavily with so much of what he says, but I watch them all the same. I just think that Charlie has bad taste in food. The man can't eat hot sauce. I have a hard time agreeing with your thoughts about flavor.
Video games, people. Are you a 7 out of 10? Am I a 7 out of 10?
Never trust a person who is naturally skinny because they don't like food enough. Their opinions about food aren't valid for anyone but people who have ARFID.
And this video title isn't even an original thought. This person wrote about...
If you don't like mushrooms, we are going to have a hard time talking about food because you need to be able to appreciate textures that are strange. You need to be able to appreciate that something is rubbery and chewy but isn't gummy bears. You need to, how can I trust you if when you put a piece of beef tendon in your mouth, you go, ugh, it's gross, it fights me. Yeah, dude, that's the point. Grow up.
The exact same concept before I did, and this person wrote about it before they did. Are we all just doing and saying the same things?
Yes.
Does any of this even matter?
No.
Are we purely defined by the numbers that assess us?
No.
This video gets less views. This video gets more views.
Oh. Yeah, I don't care, though. I don't know how to explain. Okay, so this is a little bit of inside baseball, but let's go with it. I don't care about the views on the videos. I really don't. I have goals within my channel of things that it's going to do, but I'm not trying to make videos that go viral. That way lies madness. That way lies the guy who got fired from his job because of AI, and now he just keeps making video after video after video about AI, and each one gets less and less and less and less views. I know that my most popular video was a video about RuneScape. If you try to take a second bite of that cherry, you become a person who is chasing a dragon, and then people stop caring. And I know that that way just is the thing that will drive you crazy because there's a whole world out there. I don't know if you guys know who Stamper is. He was really popular in the Newgrounds community. He made videos and stuff. He was the voice of Battle Blocks Theater. He worked on a whole bunch of games, and he's a very interesting guy, right? Stamper once said that he thought that he was going to be a web designer. He thought the thing that he was going to do was play video games. But if he would, or not play video games, create websites. But if he would have stuck to that and not been able to look around him and see what was available, he would have never have found the artistic world, the voiceover world, the video making world. He would have never have had the success that he ended up having because he would have been stuck to this one thing. And I think so often whenever we get sidetracked by, well, that did really well, maybe I'm supposed to do only that thing. No, dude, you had an interesting thing happen to you. You're supposed to live a life that's interesting and talk about those things. That's how you connected with people. Trying to force this thing, it's not that everyone was interested in AI. People were interested in your story that happened with this thing that was built around artificial intelligence because that's a popular topic right now. Next week might be a popular topic about Israel and Gaza, maybe Israel and Palestine. Maybe you need to have some kind of personal experience with that. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. Probably not, but you know what I'm saying here. Don't make your whole life about one thing unless it's obvious that your whole life should be about that one thing. Settled. Keep doing RuneScape. That's obviously what you're meant to do.
YouTube won't let me forget the numbers, Mason. Nothing is real, Mason. What's the point of anything if it's all actually mid? Maybe we should all just play Wildlands in this bar. Yeah, yeah.
It's all mid, dude. Who cares?
But maybe the magic was lurking in the mid all along. Is the beauty of our daily lives actually sourced in the mundane moments?
The majority of everything is mid. And that's just Hypericum? What? Hypericorn? Anyways, I find that about music a lot, that most of the music that you see online is mid. Most of the music that you see people posting, their Instagrams and everything, is mid. But every now and then you discover break-ins. Every now and then you discover Bill Murray. And those people are the ones who make you go, oh, wow, he needed all of these other people to walk so that they could run. And that's what life is about doing your piece and your part. Make your thing, put it out there, see what it does, but don't tie yourself to the success of that thing to feel like you're important or not important. Just live your life and see what comes out of it, and you'll get some hits and you'll have some losses, and that's just part of the ball. And maybe you'll have something that really goes off and maybe you won't, and that's just it. But you can't force it to happen no matter what. So stop trying to force this amazing good time. Stop trying to be the one. You're not the one. That's not the point. You are one of many, and we're all out here doing these things, and that's just the way that it works. Look around you. Meet some people. I'm seeing tons of faces in these comments over and over again, and I'm starting to learn stuff about you guys by being here and doing that. That's what I'm getting out of it. If I get nothing else out of it, I've gotten that at least, and that's worth it to me. So I enjoy doing this and showing up to do it. The same thing with playing these games. If you play a game and you have a fun 20, 30, 40 hours in it, it doesn't matter if it becomes your entire life and you spend all of your time on it. It was a good experience for you. Have that experience and enjoy it.
We deem to be seemingly unexceptional. Maybe the truly exceptional moments are the ones special and individually unique to us.
Jakey makes cool art.
Like.
I like that he's out just filming things and sort of finding interesting shots and doing the whole artist thing. That really excites me. I like his music. I like the way he interprets the world around him as an artist. I think that's really cool.
Even if this one chronically online yoga ball gamer said it made them want to Ubisoft connect their foot to ass, maybe everything was a 7 all along. I'd be okay with that. A 7 feels most accurate when reviewing our collective experience.
To me, the rating is based on my experience with it. If it feels like a life-altering experience, it becomes a 10 in my head. Breakins was a 10 out of 10 artist. Hypochondriac was a 10 out of 10 record because of how much it changed my perspective of what music could be and how much it changed my perspective on what singing could be, on what producing a beat could be, on how things could sound. It did so much for me. And Bill Murray is a 10 out of 10 artist because of the way that it's changed my perspective on what country music can be and how metal music can be totally not cringe, because most metal music is pretty freaking cringe. And the way that you can have heavy moments in songs and them not just be all about screaming and saying how women are whores or whatever. I like that, and it was cool that he can do that for me. And so that's a life-altering moment for me, and it's given to me by an artist. That makes it a 10 out of 10 moment for me. For some people, it might not be because maybe they have something else that's already done that for them.
Experience on this blue orb. It's mostly good with a little bit of trash sprinkled on top for good measure. A 7 out of 10. And I'm okay with that. Thank you for watching my video, brought to you by Ball Creative. First merch drop pre-orders should be shipping out around now, at the time of this video going up, so expect that. Comment your favorite 7 out of 10s. Oh my God, he's gonna do it again. Is he here right now? Is he stand up or is he in your chair right now? Comment below, rate, subscribe, f that bell up.
It's me trying to freestyle on anything.
Bless up till you dress up. Is he here right now? Is he stand up or is he in your chair right now? Got that out of the way. Truffle butter on your pussy. I'll eat it in the morning.
Go subscribe to Nakey Jakey if you're not already. Give the video a like. He's an incredible creator, and I love his content. And yeah, he's amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.